Hey everyone, Aaron here, and today I want to talk to you about the mindset that you should have when playing Overwatch. Your mindset is vastly important if you want to climb, but no one really wants to admit that. To rank up, you need to have a mindset of self-responsibility. But how do we do that? Well, first, you need to stop blaming your teammates. If you want to climb, you need to understand that you can't control your teammates. You can't go to their house and stop that Genji from feeding all game. It's just not possible. So the question is, how do I increase my chance of winning? Well, you need to take responsibility for your own actions. After all, that is the only thing that you can impact in your games. Your Genji may feed, but that doesn't mean that you have to. Your Kiriko may waste her Suzu every single team fight, but that doesn't mean that you need to go and waste your abilities. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stop blaming your teammates and just get better at the game. One lost game because someone was feeding will not impact your rank. If you improve your play, I 100% guarantee that you will climb. I know this because I took responsibility and climbed all the way from gold to masters. Okay, now you know that you should be focusing on your own improvement, but how do you do that? Well, you need to be able to identify mistakes that you are making and have intentional practice fixing those mistakes. And you don't need to be a genius with a ton of time to do this. It's very, very simple. Pull up a replay and fast forward to the first team fight. Before you even watch that team fight, ask yourself, what do I think I want to improve on? Let's say that you said you think that you need better positioning. Watch that team fight and ask yourself, could I have positioned better? And if the answer is yes, ask yourself why that position was bad and what position could be better. Then, fast forward to the next fight and rinse and repeat. If you find yourself repeating a mistake, then you need to fix that. If it's just a one-time mistake, don't worry about it and find another problem. See, we're looking for consistent mistakes that we keep making or that are very, very big mistakes. If you don't know what to look for, I would start by looking at these 4 areas: positioning, cooldowns, ult usage, and mechanics. Those 4 big areas of the game is enough to get you to climb. If you still don't know what to look for, I would recommend finding resources online. YouTube alone has a ton of educational content out there. Once you find what you want to improve on, practice that for longer than a week. I don't want to see people playing 2 games and saying, okay, my positioning is better now, and then moving on. You need to practice seriously. If you want better positioning and you say, I will play around covers more, then you better not see yourself dying because you weren't by a cover. Identify the problem and then practice effectively and seriously. Okay, now you know how to identify those problems, but how do we get intentional practice? What I like to do is after I do my VOD review and I find my mistakes, I write on a piece of paper the one thing that I want to practice. Then I put that paper somewhere that I can see. Then before I go into each game, I read it and then I intentionally think during the game about the area of improvement. So for example, if I wrote that I wanted to position better, I will be thinking about where I should be positioned during the match. The problem is that too many people just go in autopilot mode and don't even think during the game. They say that they get plenty of playtime, but they're frustrated because they aren't improving. This is because autopiloting in game is not improving. However, intentionally putting attention on an area of improvement is. At the end of the day, we want to maximize the effectiveness of our practice with the time that we have. And speaking of maximizing our time, you shouldn't be practicing every single hero and every single role. Listen, is it helpful sometimes to switch heroes to help out your team? Well, yes, but is it crucially important? No. In fact, it's best if you just find a small hero pool and work on those heroes. If you work on improving with a small hero pool, you will find yourself climbing the ranks a lot faster. If you're trying to learn absolutely everyone, then you will take significantly longer to improve. So find about 2 to 3 heroes and maybe 1 to 2 roles that you enjoy playing and learn those. This will completely maximize your training effectiveness. Now you know how to improve, but that's not it. That is, in fact, the easiest part. The hardest part is what the core of this video is about. It's about the mindset of Overwatch. Overwatch can be a very, very upsetting game. You are going to get people that are throwing, you are going to go against Smurfs, and you are going to go against people better than you. Well, it just happens. Bad stuff happens in competitive Overwatch. That's just the truth. Many people don't know how to deal with these things. They just get frustrated and start blaming their teammates, or they give up and just throw. But not you, right? See, you're going to be an Overwatch player that has the absolute best mental. You won't let losses get to you. You won't let players flaming you get in your head. You will play to the best of your ability and focus on improving. But how do we do this? How can we have that mindset when we are playing and so many bad things are happening at the same time? The first thing to understand is competitive is not really important. Competitive Overwatch is simply just your training grounds. Too many people take it too seriously, including myself at once. What you should realize is that competitive Overwatch is not important. At the end of the day, it's just a medal that you're chasing on a game. This means that when you take L's, you shouldn't let it bother you. The game of Overwatch is so complex that your loss could come from so many factors. One person died, one person didn't use their ults, or they didn't use their cooldowns right. Losses should not bother you at all because it just doesn't matter. At the end of the match, the only thing that you should ask yourself is, did I play to the best of my ability? And was there something that I could have done better? Play to improve, not to win. Don't let those losses get to you because it's just not that important. Second, team chat is not really as important as you might think. Too many people put too much stock into team chat. They think that you need to stay in team chat at any cost. The truth is that most comms at most ranks are just noisy and distracting. If you want to get in voice chat, go for it. It's a good idea to communicate if you can. However, if someone just starts to flame you or talk crap, just leave voice chat. It's really not that important. Now go and have that iron mental. Don't let anything stop you or tilt you. Look inward and focus on improving. If you can have this mentality and practice the right things, I know you will climb. Now if you like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts about this subject. What advice do you have for any other players? Also, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more educational Overwatch content. Thanks for watching.